Hi all, and welcome to my channel, Fred Makes Things. This is part 2 of my European adventure video series. If you don't know, part 1 I posted on Friday, and that's just talking about all the places I went and the things I saw and some experiences that I had. I'd been to Europe before, I know France very well. So it was just kind of me talking about like what I did and how I enjoyed it. And now here in part 2, we're going to be talking about some of the things that I picked up in my adventures. There are going to be timestamps for you. They should be on the screen for you now. Listed in the description box and as chapters on the video. I did go to a few stores and I wanted to talk about what I picked up there and like my impressions of them and things like that. And these are all stores that I've been to a million times. Some of my favorites when I go to France. So I'm well versed with them and what they carry. So there wasn't anything that was like a surprise to me or anything like that. So yeah, before we jump into the video, I did record it before I recorded this intro. If you saw Friday's video, you know that I made a giant video. It was too long, and so I kind of just cut it into 2 parts. So, yeah, I'm going to pick up at some point along the way, but I did want to give you a greeting before jumping into it. So, hello to everyone, new subscribers, OG subscribers, anybody in between, people who clicked on this video because they're curious about some of the stores that I'm talking about, and anybody else who happens to still be here in my little chat. Hello and welcome. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. This is primarily a sewing and crafting channel, but I do sometimes like to share my adventures and some of the things that I bought along the way, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, if you haven't already subscribed or you have been on my channel for a little while now, do think about subscribing. As of recording this intro, I'm at 849 subscribers. So almost 850, and we're thinking maybe I could hit 1,000 by the end of the year. So do think about hanging out with me. But yeah, with all that being said, let's just jump back into last week's Fred when she recorded this. Okay, so we'll set these aside for when I want to talk about that store. That is aside for when I want to talk about there. Let's talk about Pylones. Pylones. So, Pylones is the first time I encountered Pylones was in Paris, and I was just wandering around. I think I was waiting on somebody near the Louvre in Rivoli Commercial Center or something. I don't quite remember, but anyway, there's a place called Pylones, and they sell quirky, fun things, and I have bought quite a few things from them over the years, but this time around I was wandering in there because it's one of my favorite stores, and I came across this bag hook, right? So you put it on your like table or whatever, and then like the weight of your bag on the hook keeps it from falling. It works really well in Europe when there's not a lot of space, right? You can't just take up another chair for your bag. So I got this, and then I got this poppy microfiber cloth, and then they had Lyon microfiber cloths as well. So I picked one up too. See, it says right here, Lyon. So I picked these up from there. The guy in there was an absolute jerk. I don't know why he was. It's like he clocked me as English because I messed up on some words, and he was a jerk to me. But yeah, I picked these up there. Over the years, I've gotten like a bike bell and coasters and charging cables and cable holders, and they've got bags and coasters and kitchen things, and they're really cute. They have some really quirky designs. Their poppies is really popular. Their black cat's really popular. They've got white cats. They've got a whole bunch of things. You should check them out if you like. They're really cool company. Usually the service is really good, but that guy was a jerk. Then I already mentioned my cat. That I got this cat. And then we're gonna leave the big guy for last, I think. At the Carrefour or Carrefour, I got some things you can't live without. One is paprika Pringles. I've only ever seen them in Europe, and they are absolutely amazing. If you go to Europe and you're looking for like a salty snack, highly recommend these dudes here. I discovered them my first time in Italy with my friends in like 2008, and I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. And then kind of silly, kind of stupid, but I got 4 more forks from the Carrefour, because for some reason I really like this shape of fork, and they were only like €1.50, so I picked up 4 of these. And then I was nearly out of French salt, so I got French salt as well from Guerande, which is really cool, and I really like this salt, and I was nearly out, so I got this as well. Then at a place called La Trinitaine, I think, Trinitaine, something like that. They're a Breton biscuit store. La Trinitaine. They sell things for Brittany only. So Brittany is a province department in France. It's the most western department in France. Departments are kind of like provinces, kind of like states. They're not as autonomous as states, right? They're more like a province. But Brittany managed to keep its independence until 14 something, where Anne of Bretagne, like the princess of Brittany, or the daughter of the Duke of Brittany, something like that, married the Dauphin of France, so that they would unite the country. When Anne of Bretagne joined, they made some special allowances. The Bretons, the original Celtic speaking people, or not Celtic speaking, but the original Celtic people that were there, Celtic cultural people that were there, were allowed to keep their culture, were allowed to keep their language, were allowed to stay kind of like independent from France in that regard. They got to, to this day, some people in Brittany and some of the really small towns and stuff like that only speak Breton. They don't speak French. It's rare. It's very rare, but it does happen. So you got to keep your language, you got to keep your culture, and there would be no toll roads in France. They're in Brittany. So once you cross the border into Brittany, there are no more toll roads. The roads in Brittany are free. And that is amazing. The cultural things are really cool. Like, they kept a lot of their cultural significance and stuff like that, which is really cool as well. It's like a really cool little place to live in. But they're famous for some things. Their fish production, their seafood production, their oyster production, right? Brittany oysters are considered some of the best oysters in the world. They also make something called caramel au beurre salé, which is caramel made with salted butter. I have these ones here, which are just like just caramels in general. But then I also brought home like the caramel sauce as well. All right, this is good on ice cream and coffee, right? On popcorn, like wherever you would want to put caramel. This works as a really nice drizzle. These here, galette and palettes, they're two different styles of cookie. They're both a butter cookie. At some point in the past, flour was really dear, so in Brittany they came up with a way of using butter to replace flour. So these are like a high butter content, butter and sugar content cookie. They're absolutely amazing. This is one of their designs. I'm gonna go get the other cookie tin. So this is their flag that they have. They modeled it on the American flag. Shocking. But this here, this is ermine, I believe. And if you look on French royal portraiture and stuff like that, right? This is a really popular symbol in France, in the royal monarchy and stuff like that. And it is a direct relationship with Brittany joining France. So this is the shape of a Brittany. Rennes is like over in here. St. Malo is up in here. Mont Saint Michel is right on the cusp over here. And then you've got the rest of Brittany, and it is absolutely amazing. Way over here you've got Brest and submarine naval bases. Down in here you've got Vannes. Way down low in here you've got Nantes. But yeah, so they're really proud of themselves. They're really proud of their flag, their ermine look, this whole thing. So if you're ever watching anything to do with like France or protests or anything in France, you will usually see some idiot walking around with a Brittany flag tied to their neck or something similar. You will almost always catch a Brittany flag in news coverage. They are everywhere. And then I also picked up this tea towel from there as well. There's a look for Breton ladies that is very famous, and then this is kind of like the stylized version of them. And I thought it was just a really cute little tea towel. And the rescue that I'm working with is having like a raffle at one of their big fundraisers in February or in November, and I thought that I would contribute by donating like a little Brittany package. BZH means Breizh for a Brittany. Every town in Brittany has like a French and a Breton name. Like Rennes is Grene in French, which means reindeer. And then in Brittany, or in Breton, I know I'm going to say this wrong, but it's Roazhon. Roazhon. And I think it's so cool that they've managed to like hold on to their identity in France. The next place, if you're in Brittany in general, I think there's quite a few stores now all over, but if you see La Trinitaine, just know that they have all of this good stuff, and it's all for Brittany. And then the other store that I went into, I love too. It's another local tourist kind of shop for Brittany, and right, Fabriqué en Bretagne. They actually show you in there like how everything is like made and stuff like that. And these are called torchons or tea towels. I have this one, which is all of the important buildings in Rennes. You've got the gazebo from Tabor, Parliament building or their state house, their famous church, their famous half timber buildings, and their opera building, which is absolutely gorgeous. So this is actually a motif that I've seen all over the place in Rennes, and I really like it. So I picked this one up, and I picked this one up, which is the gazebo. Or bandstand. band, I guess. Oh, so pretty. I love them. These I'm keeping for myself. Next, I went to a store called Bouchara. They're like a home goods kind of store. Wrong container. And then they have like home goods and fabric. They're like a really cool fabric store. So I picked up some fabric. I was going to get some meter, like some yardage, but I didn't have a whole lot of time. I didn't have a whole lot of space, and I was hungry and didn't have a whole lot of patience. But they were having a clearance on fat quarters. So the French fat quarter, Le Bar à Coupon, it's 50 by 70 centimeters, 19 by 27 inches, which is bigger than a American fat quarter. American fat quarters are 18 by 20. So I got some Christmas prints. 2 of these in metallic. But look how pretty is that one with the ornaments and stuff. And I like the fact that it's brown. I got 2 of these same kind of Asian inspired prints. I got 2 of these kind of Art Deco prints. €6.09. I got them 30% off. 70 by 50. Ooh. So that is technically a fat quarter, but that's 140 inches by 100 inches. So if these are 70 by 50, these are, yeah, 70 by 50. So they're all fat quarter size. Then I got these creepy cats because I had to. Bouchara is also one of my very favorite stores. I went to all of my very favorite stores. And then lastly, this one's going to take a minute to talk about. Or actually, second to last. Okay, second to last, I'm going to talk about this company last, is there's a little store, kind of like the store that I want to have here, where it's like one lady curating a whole bunch of different creators, kind of artists things. And she had these bags for sale. She had a cat bag, which pulled me in, but I actually liked this bag more. It's actually made with like Asian Japanese fabric. And when I was reading the write-up, it made sense because it was an Asian or a Japanese lady who was making them. So it's like these like little refoldable bags, right, with a pretty deep pocket. And then you could fold them up and treat it like a little wallet, almost like a little shopping bag. Wait, how does this work? Folds in, folds up. So I think I'm going to reverse engineer this because this is so cool. So she was selling those, and then I also picked up some art cards that I like. Famous like indoor market, St. Malo. This is a view from Tabor, looking at a building I could see from my apartment. That's the top of a school, which I thought was really cool. And then this is just like typical Brittany half timber houses with the flag on it. Where is this from? Yeah, it's from Rennes. But yeah, so I picked those up from that lady. And then finally, an hour and 10 minutes into this video, an hour and 15 minutes, who knows? My husband's gonna think I'm nuts editing and posting a video this long. I went to a store called, I call it Sostrene Grene. but that is horrible pronunciation. The closest that I think I can come to after Googling it is Sostrene Grene. It's a Danish company. And they do home goods and some food items, and they've really gotten involved in crafting items. So I picked up this DIY embroidery set for beginners that we're going to do an in-depth video on in the future. And then I picked up this entire travel bag of goodies. So I got stitch markers for crochet. I got quilting clips. So the stitch markers, I don't know what the price on those are. They're whatever in here. But these were €2.10 for I don't know how many. Quite a few. 20 for €2.10. I got sewing labels, like little handmade labels. 3x2, so there's 3 different ones, 2 of each. They're full leather, €2.14. Like, how cute are those? I got, what's this? Oh, those are the darning needles. There's little care tags for crochet and stuff, times 20 for €1.26. Like, if this store ever comes to America, they will bankrupt me. A yarn gauge for €1.24. I have 2 different versions of clips in here somewhere. Lobster clips, times 3. I've got gold, I've got silver, €1.26. Little sew-in tags, 3 different versions, times 4 of each, €1.40. I haven't even looked at these ones. Made with lots of love and yarn. A knitted story made with lots of wool and yarn for you to stay warm, cozy, and cuddly. I think that means I need to learn how to knit. Handmade with knitting needles. And then more a knitted story. Like, how cute are these? See, now I need to learn how to knit. I came to this store 3 times. Once in Lyon, once in and twice in Rennes. And then here are my stitch markers. These, they were a 10 pack for €2.06. Darning needles for 98 cents. What's this? Nail scissors. Those are in here somewhere. Or no, those are out. I don't know where they are. Yeah, I don't know where they are. We'll leave those for a minute. Oh, there they are. Nail scissors with 2 stitch markers on them for $2.80. And then, as you can see, a bunch of yarn. Do they have a price on these? I might have to look at my receipt. €2.38 per big bundle, and then these I think were, oh, these ones have a price, $2.36 for these little bundles. These are all 100% cotton yarn. Needle size, or crochet hook, 2.5 to 3 size, right? All the words, all the information, right? And I picked up all of these. I picked up this 5mm hook that I didn't actually use because it's too big for this yarn. I picked up this bamboo hook for this 4, which I did use on this yarn. This was really nice. And then I also have a 3rd bamboo hook at a smaller gauge, but it's not here. It must be in the other room. Same shape, but a smaller hook size, a 3 or a 3.5. And I actually like this hook. I think it's a different shape than the Hooks and Needles one. So slightly different size, slightly different shape. This is a 3.5mm, this is a 4. But I kind of really liked working with this. And the whole reason that I got into all of this is A, I absolutely love the company, so of course I was going to visit. But B, I realized how much driving we were doing. And I wanted something to do. And I figured, why not teach myself dishcloths while driving? So I'll list the 2 dishcloth tutorials that I used down in the description box for you. But I did one style of dishcloth like this. This green one was my first. Or was it this green one was my first? Oh no, that's my second. So this green one was my first. And then I made this beige one. Like this green one, I used the darning needles to weave in my ends, but the darning needles are just a little too large for this gauge of yarn. So I left all of my other edges to weave, or all my other ends to weave in when I got home. But I got this one here, this taupe one, and then this black one. And then I decided to try out another tutorial. And so this was my first one with that, using the same size, 33 inches across, or 33 chains, but this is how big this one ended up being, which was a little too small. It's a good face scrubber though, I think. Then I made this one, which is 30 or 48, but then I ended up dropping a bunch of stitches at the beginning, so now I've got this really weird like blowout here. Don't know how I did that, but whatever, it's just a dishcloth, face cloth. And then I got halfway through this one, or no, I got halfway through this one when we got home. So on the trip I ended up making 3.5 dishcloths. But halfway through this one on the way home, and then I finished, and then I made this one at home, just to finish off the color combinations. This yarn is really good. I really like it. It's cotton, it works well, it feels very nice. I'll go into more in depth on these too in my crochet review. And then, like I said, I got this. I haven't tried it because the hook was too big for this yarn, but I really like this hook. And then the embroidery kit, which made itself onto the floor, was my most expensive item. I think it's $6.80. But yeah, Sostrene Grene, whatever it's called, is probably my favorite store in Europe. But this was too long of a video that I get to edit now. What do you think? Are you excited for my haul like I am? Do you want to see me make this thing in a future video. If you have any questions, any comments, any kind observations, I'd be really curious to hear. Read all of that down in the description box. I'll give like I'll talk a little bit about all of the crochet items that I picked up in my crochet review video next Monday, if you're curious about that. Do you think it's ridiculous going out of my way to buy 4 forks? But I don't know, I really like this shape of fork. Let me know down in the comment section all that information, all that you want to know. Subscribe if you've made it to the end of this video, because obviously you don't mind hearing me talk. Sorry it was way too long, but I really wanted to share everything in an unfiltered kind of way about my trip. I don't normally talk about myself like this. I don't normally go into in-depth detail about places I've been, but it was kind of nice sharing this all with you. If you have any questions about anywhere that I went, let me know in the comments section. If there's a dedicated video that you would like me to make about any kinds of aspects of living in Europe, let me know. I'll think about making a video like that for you as well. But yeah, subscribe. This is not my normal content. Monday we get back to my normal content with our cat lady, hopefully our cat lady unboxing video. Then we've got our Sewers Club project review video. Then we're back to our sticker by number videos. The following Monday is our crochet review video, and then we go on from there. So if any of that interests you, do think about sticking around. Like the video if you've made it this far into it. I really appreciate it. And with all of that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk with you again soon. Bye!